What's up, everyone? I'm back again. Today is day one of phase three of the Live Hard program. As you can tell, I'm somewhere I'm not usually at. You can tell from the background, I don't know what they're called. There's some mountains. This is Las Vegas. Let's see if I can show you. Got the Strat over there. Circus across the street. Fontainebleau. I'm at Resorts World. Starting my phase three, day one. This is actually the phase that I was looking forward to the least, but also the most because of the required tasks each day. I was kind of getting nervous about one of them being talk to a complete stranger, actually have a conversation, not just say, hey, what's up? Actually talk to them about something. That's not something I really go through life doing. I've gotten a little bit better at it. I'm usually respectful of people and everything like that. I just don't really go out of my way to talk about more than I need to at the time. So started that today off with getting that right out of the way. Actually, currently it's almost 5:30. I just did my 45-minute outdoor workout, which consisted of I walked around for an hour, a little bit under 3.5 miles. It's hot today in Vegas, 103 right now. But this view is nice. Usually I have the room that faces out to the strip, but I wanted something different this time. The reason I came here was because I worked over, I'm still doing the same job where I work 7 days on, 7 days off. And this last week I worked 11 days on, so I only have 3 days off. And driving home 7 hours and then back 7 hours, basically 2 days later. With yesterday, I would have drove home and then went to sleep, and then I would have had basically today at home, and then tomorrow I would have been driving back 7 hours. So I drove 2.5 hours to El Paso from where I was. It was 2.5 hours, and I flew here. The flight was $115. This place sends me free nights every month because I've came here multiple times and basically donated my money to them. So I get it back by getting these free nights. And actually, normally they only give me $50 in free dining and beverage credit. And this time they gave me the 50 and another 250 on top of that. So $300 in free dining and 150 in free play. So I did not have any luck on that free play. I thought I was going to. I started out pretty decent on the slot machine, and then it just said zero. So that's how that went. But yeah, I woke up this morning, got my first 45-minute workout done. I did 45 minutes on the Stairmaster. After that, I was actually downstairs in the high limit slot room. There's a slot channel that I watch, Vegas Matt. Some of you may have heard of him. If you haven't, it's fun to watch. It's like a TV show for me. I've been watching it pretty much every day for the last 2 years, roughly. It's kind of like a sitcom, I guess you would say. It's just funny and it's fun to watch. But anyways, one of the people on the show who doesn't typically show his face, W2 Jesus is his name on the show, and people know him as. I met him, his name is John. I heard his voice and I said, hey, I actually called him the wrong person. I thought it was WBG, which is the world's biggest gambler on that show, is what he goes by. I should have known better. But it was W2 Jesus and Crazy D, who's only been on a few shows. But anyways, I held a conversation with him. And my main goal with talking to complete strangers throughout this next 30 days is to tell them about 75 Hard and the Live Hard program. And in fact, that's what I did today. I got to share with him what it was and told him that he could recommend it to Vegas Matt's son, EJ, who, if you probably haven't been watching, but anyways, they have little challenges. They have bets and stuff that they do with each other. And I said that would be a good bet to introduce to them for him to try and complete or not complete. They can bet on him either doing it or not doing it. But it's just a way to, share the program with people. A lot of people have a lot of things that they could be better at doing and aren't maximizing their potential. And that's the best way that I know to do it, is doing the Live Hard program. This is coming up on this is going to be the 1 year mark since I started 75 Hard whenever I finished this phase. It doesn't seem like it was already a year ago, but it went by. It went by fast. I remember whenever Andy put the episode out where it was 75 Hard versus Andy Frisella. He was being interviewed by his wife, Emily. When they announced the 75 Hard contest that I won, I remember that. It's almost been a year now. So I'm going to finish out this Live Hard program, this phase 3, finish the year strong. So far, I was able to obviously complete the other phases and make a video talking about it. In fact, phase 2, I started 3 different times before I finished it. And even posted like a week of videos the first time I posted it, which are still on my channel. I posted 7 days worth, and then I posted a video of why I had to start over. And then I started over on the videos. On this phase 3, it's similar to phase 1, but it's got even more than phase 1 to go along with the 5-minute cold shower, which I'm about to go do after this video. Probably should have did it after I came right in here. So it's hot. It's, like I said, 103. You have to do 3 added tasks of your choosing on top of the other 5. So you have 8 plus the cold shower, plus talk to a stranger, plus do a good deed, which today I gave $20 to a homeless person. That was my good deed for the day. I'm going to count that. That's a good deed. So in others, I'm not going to do that every single day because that's too easy. There's going to be other times where I'm going to have to figure out something daily. So that's another thing that I was not looking forward to, is just not necessarily having to do something for somebody else, but like, how am I going to find it when I'm at work? And the opportunities will present themselves, and that's just how it is with everything in life. You have to be able to just find the opportunity as it arises, or look for it. A lot of times we just don't look for them, and when we see them, we either don't believe that that's what they're going to be, an opportunity, or we just talk ourselves out of doing it. And you can't do that with this. You can't start over on phase 3. If you fail to do something on any of the days of phase 3, you fail the year. There's no starting over. That's how the program was created. There's no starting over. You finish phase 3 the same day 1 year later as you started 75 Hard. So for me, that'll be August 27th, I believe. Today's July 29th for reference, if anybody doesn't know, if you're watching this in the future. But yeah, that's going to be I'm looking forward to that. I think that's going to be an easy way for me to talk to people that I don't normally talk to, and a good way for the program to be advertised, basically. Like I said, a lot of people have things that they need to get better at, and all of us, not just a lot of people, all of us. If you look at the person that created 75 Hard, he's doing pretty good. So he knew that he had to do some things to correct himself, and that's just an example that we all can go through it and do it. It's only going to make you feel better. It's only going to make everybody look at you better. It's July. I said, obviously, I was on Andy's podcast in March on the 75 Hard versus as a part of winning that contest. And I would say a couple hundred, less than 500, maybe like 200 people. If I actually went back and counted, I would say about 200 people in that time period have messaged me, sent me videos talking about how I inspired them to change and to start doing the program, or to become a better parent, be a better father, even mother. I've had all kinds of people message me. All kinds of people, people that probably would disagree with me on other things are messaging me, and I'm always respectful to people. I may talk a lot of crap on social media about things, but I don't really direct it directly at people. There's certain things that I do be very vocal about, which I'm not going to talk about on here, because I already feel like the message doesn't get out like it should, or maybe the views aren't where they should be. But this isn't some high quality production or anything, but just a way to set the example of, hey, you can have a 12-hour a day job where you have to work hard and still do the program. You can have a vacation and still do the program. So I'm just trying to set the example. I'm trying to be the first one to complete the whole year with posting a video each day talking about how I felt that day. Today I feel great. Like I said, I worked 11 days straight. So yesterday morning I got off I left work at 4 a.m. and then I drove to El Paso, basically slept in my truck for 2 hours. Then I got a haircut and washed my truck, and then I went to the airport, flew here, and I got here at about 1. And I kind of played some slots and ate. Since yesterday was the main day that I was going to have to use my free food credit and just eat whatever, I just ate donuts. I had like 3 milkshakes. I had some Oreo cookies and cream cheesecake. I had some of these like steak and rice bowls, which is nothing to talk about for as far as unhealthy. But yeah, I went all out trying to use that $300 in free credit. So started today the best I've started a phase so far, which I just finished phase 2 about 3 weeks ago. Starting weight for this is 220. I finished phase 2 at 210. That's the lowest I got down to, but I really tried to get down to that weight where I was basically probably dehydrated in my weigh-in. So probably really weighed or gained 7 pounds total in that 3 weeks, which is going to happen because I was still kind of coming off the diet, eating cookies at the man camp where I'm staying for work, and just I was purposely trying to keep it tight because I wanted it to kind of the momentum to roll into this phase and not really be that far off where I started from. So that way, whenever I finish this phase, then that my goal is to look better than I did when I started 75 or when I finished 75 hard in November, which I was pretty cut. If you've seen my transformation pictures, I actually look really cut. So I think I weighed in at 207 and whenever I finished 75 hard. So 220 right now. And I would assume that I can get down to 205 pretty easy. I'm going to be doing my workouts probably not in the heat of day while I'm at work. Next week I have day shift work, so I'll be waking up again at midnight, doing my first workout, and then doing my ruck at like 3 a.m. So it won't be hot then. But when I'm home, I purposely do it in the middle of the day, like 5 or like 2 p.m., 3 p.m., usually about 3 p.m. And it's been, 100 degrees every day. So I think doing it in the morning seems like an easy way out, but I think also waking up at midnight and starting my day instead of, getting up at 3 or whatever and doing one workout and then going to work and then having to do my outdoor workout after work. I think the actual getting up at midnight and starting my day like that is makes it more difficult. So the fact that I'm doing the ruck when it's not so hot, it makes up for I don't know, I'm trying to justify, because it sounds like it's easier. Obviously it's nicer outside, but waking up is harder. So that's why I do it. Plus I feel better having done all that, stacking those wins up before I get started with my work day. And then I like to go to sleep whenever I get off work. I don't want to go ruck or even work out or whatever. Plus this place I'm staying at has a busy gym. There's just a lot of reasons. I feel like I'm taking the most difficult path, and that's what the program has taught me to do, because every time I've taken the more difficult path, I've had a way better outcome and I've felt better about myself because of it. So something that you can try in your life is whenever you have an easy choice or a hard choice, you would choose the hard choice and see how much better and how much more beneficial it is to your life. But that's probably about all I got for today. Feeling motivated to get this going. Still kind of, I guess, anxious when it comes to the stranger talks. But since I have something to talk about, that's probably why I don't really talk to a lot of people, is because I don't really know what to say. But now I have a storyline of what I want to talk about, which is 75 hard and live hard, and getting the message out. Hey, you need to try this. You can't ask for anything better than that. I'm giving good advice, giving people hope that may have already given up on their hope, and, helping correct the things that are wrong right now with society and the world. And we all do our part. Spread the message. Live the message is the main thing. You need to be living what you're telling other people to do. People should be able to look at you and see that you're setting the standard and want to take your advice. If you don't look like you're doing the things that you're telling other people to do, they're probably not going to listen to you as much as they would if you looked like you are doing it. So something to think about. If you're somebody giving advice, you should look like you should be the person giving that kind of advice. if you have if you're, like, it could be anything. If you're giving marriage or relationship advice, you should probably have a good relationship. You shouldn't be, a cheater or single. But just something to think about. Be careful who you listen to. Everybody's trying to sell you on something. I'm giving you advice based off things that I've gone through and how I've corrected them, or something that I'm thinking about how things need to change, or maybe something that you may be going through, and you can take my examples of how I got through those things and use them in your own life. I think that's why a lot of people the people that do listen to me, because I keep it real, and I don't really have anything to say that I haven't been through. So you can go back on any of my other videos and listen to them and see what I'm talking about if you haven't yet. But yeah, I'll be posting a video daily to go along with, that's what I was going to say, the 3 added tasks. I'll be spending 30 minutes on the Legionnaire app a day, listening to a podcast, making some kind of advertisement for my First Form link to First Form products, and making my video for YouTube. So got a lot of things to go for the day. Still need to take a picture, take a cold shower, and I already drank my gallon. Oh, I got to read still. That's it. Got my book with me. I came prepared. You don't have to skip out on the events that you think you're going to have to skip out on. You just have to, make adjustments and call an audible in the middle of it. You got to pick the right food choices. You don't want to get stuff that's covered in sauces. Basically, just get plain, and you can do it. So I'm showing you how I do it, and you can take an example out of it and just try it on your own. If you haven't learned about the 75 Hard Live Hard program, you can listen to episode 208 on the Real AF feed with Andy Frisilla. It's only on the audio. I'll put it in the link in the description box, so you can go check it out and get started on it. The only thing that you're going to regret is not starting it sooner. I'll be back tomorrow for day 2. Peace.